Hi, you guys. Matt Sanderson here, Krav Maga Dallas. I'm the yoga instructor and yoga coach for the studio. This is the first in what we're calling coping with COVID or coping with Corona. You know, we're all a little stir crazy, cabin fever, and going with our theme of movement, sure, but also understanding that your mind is the best place to start when it comes to not only a fight like we typically have in Krav, what we're training for, but also the fight with the anxiety, the stress of being kind of cooped up and somewhat isolated. Not complete isolation, obviously we're social distancing, but it's still enough to add some extra pressure. So in this, again, first series, I'm going to walk you through kind of a guided meditation, but we're going to have enough movement in there so it's not going to be completely sitting still, so don't be anxious about that part of it too. So getting started, as we typically do, let's all sit up nice and tall. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Crown of the head is nice and high, and just a simple seated position. Hands are on the knees. They can be up, they can be down, they can just be in your lap, whatever's comfortable. Some people also might want to find a block to sit on, or a cushion or a pillow, something to elevate a little bit, take some of the pressure off the spine, especially if you're not used to sitting on the floor. As you're here, start to come into the breath like we always do. You're dragging the breath across the back side of the throat. Kind of makes an oceanic sound. As the length of each inhale and each exhale starts to widen, starts to elongate, try to match the inhales to the exhales as well. So maybe each breath can be a 3 or a 4 or a 5 count. Maybe you match that same count on the exhale. Everybody inhale for a 2, 3, 4 count. And exhale to the same 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. Again, with that movement that I promised you, again, we're going to keep our legs crossed, but try to take this right leg over the left. Notice that they're in one line. You can't really see it depth-wise, but one is directly over the other, and they're offset as well. So intentionally, this knee doesn't go beyond the foot, and this knee is inside of this foot. This is like what we call a fire log pose. As you're here, maybe shut the gaze down. And what I want you to do is take both hands high. As you exhale, take your left hand on top of the right knee, and the right hand is behind you, and you're twisting. I'm looking at the camera, but you guys are looking away from the camera over your right shoulder. The inhale raises the head nice and high. And the exhale finds more of a twist. Take one more inhale. And an exhale. And then inhale back to center. Again, shut the gaze down. Try to find just a little bit of more okayness with the stillness. The next inhale raises the hands nice and high. And exhale, and you start to lean forward. Take the hands to the mat in front of you and start to walk them forward. Be really nice to this knee. If you feel any twinges, any pops, certainly come off of it. You want to stop well before all of that. But if it's okay, you keep walking the hands forward. You're leading with the heart, so don't round the spine. I can round the spine a lot to get here, but it takes a lot more to keep my spine flat and long, and then to walk the hands forward. Once you're as far forward as you can get, that is when the heart is as far forward as it will get. That's when you stop and let the head go. On the inhale, you look up and you start to walk the hands back. Coming back to sitting tall position. Take the feet out in front of you now. Just give them a shake, shimmy, roll them around. Especially this right leg that we kind of stretched all the way from the knee, all the way back through the glute. Good. Now come back to center. Opposite leg on top. Should be your left knee. Now again, notice when I start, there's a nice little gap here. That's okay. And again, I'm not going to go any lower than my knee allows. Feet are offset. They're also flexed. And again, from depth, you can't really tell, but one shin is directly over the other. As you're here, take an inhale, raising the hands nice and high. Exhale as you twist, taking the right hand on top of the left knee and twisting. Left hand is behind you. Continue with that breath, inhaling to get tall. And exhale as you twist a little more. Both hips are on the mat, both sits bones, if you will. Take one more inhale. And exhale to twist. And then inhale back to center. Once again, shutting the gaze down. Letting yourself get still. Sometimes it's all right to acknowledge that, the stillness is not the easiest. And while there's a lot more stillness maybe in our lives right now, it doesn't make it any easier to get there. Inhale, two hands nice and high. Exhale as you reach forward. Now this knee is getting closer and closer to my shin. But be nice to the knee, no twinges. Shouldn't be any pain at all. Should feel a stretch. You walk the hands as far forward as you can get. The heart is what's pulling forward. The low back is long. And only after you get there, as far as you can go, can you, but you should, let the head go. Finding a long breath. The same 3 or 4, 5 count in. And the same count out. On an inhale, start to look up and walk the hands back to center. Now unravel the legs. Set them out straight in front of you. Give them a shift, a shimmy, a wiggle. And then come back to center. Come back to your simple seated position. I have the opposite leg in front as I did before. And having gotten some of the wiggles out, I'm going to walk you through a simple breathing exercise to make the stillness a little easier. Something that you can do as you're sitting here at home or after we all get back to our offices or whatever. Easy to do just while you're sitting down. So stand up, or rather bring the crown of the head nice and high. With the shoulders down, sinking away from the ears. You're coming back to that same breath. And with your gaze shut down, continue the breath. Start to scan the body. See if you can stay in this position for another 3 to 5 minutes. As you're scanning the body, start to consider the top of the head. Is there any stress, any strain there? Start to move down. Consider your face, maybe the eyebrows or that little space between the eyebrows, the jaw. Is everything nice and relaxed, unclenched? Consider your neck muscles and your shoulders. Are they at peace? Are they relatively at ease? Start to travel down each arm, from the bicep and the tricep, through the forearm, to the right hand and the right fingers, and the left hand and the left fingers. Coming back up to the heart area, is it nice and at ease? Consider your abdomen, your pelvic area. Is everything firm but also relaxed, unclenched? Check out your glutes. About the quads, the tops of the legs, hamstrings, calf muscles, and shins. Travel to the right foot, and the right toes, and the left foot, and the left toes. Scan the entire body. See if you can find any more tension, any more stress. Try to let go of it. And are you still breathing at that same 3 or 4 or 5 count? Hopefully at this point, you've started to feel a little bit more ease. Maybe a little more ease with meditation alone. This is a real easy way to meditate. It's actually active. You're not just putting your mind to sleep. You guys are welcome to keep scanning the body. Keep finding the consistent breath. But for those of you that are ready, take the hands, raise them up nice and high. Big, long stretch as tall as you can get. And then exhale both hands down to heart center. Thank you guys for playing tonight. Whatever you call yours, a spirit, a soul, a light, mine sees and honors yours. Thanks for playing. Namaste.